What's going on YouTube? Florida Man Knives here with a quick video that I am really excited for. I just wanted to go over my current Spyderco knives collection. Now before I get started, I did want to note I will not be addressing any of the specs or prices or anything like that in this video. If you are curious, please go check out my unboxings and reviews, and also go check out my top 10 best Spyderco knives, in my opinion of course. But getting started, I do have the Spyderco Dragonfly 2 Salt here. This one is my most carried knife for sure. I've had this knife since January of 2015 and I've opened way too many Amazon packages with it, as well as carried it with me virtually every time I've ever gone into the ocean, which is a lot. Florida Man Knives here, I've used this thing surfing, fishing, snorkeling, freediving, lobstering, and speaking of fishing, I've cut up tons and tons of bait fish with this actually. This thing is just such a great little knife. You can do so much with it, especially for the size and the weight. The next one, in no particular order, I did just want to bring that one out first because it is the one that I have used the most. It's going to be a classic, the Spyderco Paramilitary 2. This one just so happens to be a DLT Trading exclusive in CPM S90V and OD Green G10 scales. Just love this color combo. If you watch my channel, you will know that I've got a video up on this actually with a couple of other knives from other manufacturers in the exact same color combination. But just the PM2 is such a classic, perhaps Spyderco's best knife ever. That's a lot of people's opinions, and I totally understand it. It is definitely one of my all-time favorites for sure. Golden Colorado USA Earth, of course. Another knife that's going to be pretty comparable in the size range, it's going to be the Manix 2 Lightweight. Now this one is going to be the original version in CTS BD1. I've had this knife also since 2016 or 2015. This one I actually had pre-ordered when they announced that they'd be releasing the black DLC coated blade, and I have just carried this thing so much. One of my all-time favorites for sure. The Manix 2 Lightweight is just phenomenal in every aspect. I love the ball bearing lock, and I love it so much that I had to get another one as soon as the Knife Joker announced that they'd be releasing this translucent Mystic Green FRCP scales with CPM 20 CV. I had to get it. It's a dream knife for me for sure. I actually had given my best friend the translucent blue version several years ago, but also several years after I'd owned this one, and always wanted a translucent version myself. And then when they released this green one, it was a no-brainer. Just phenomenal. So happy that the Knife Joker was able to bring that to us. And moving on to another DLT Trading exclusive, we've got the Phillips Capara. This is another just incredible model, Contour G10 on this particular variant. The standard does have contoured carbon fiber. I've handled this one a lot. It's got tons of finger smudges, and it carries so well in the pocket for how big it is. Definitely a nice slim knife in the pocket, but such a usable knife as well. Just a great design overall. One of my favorites for sure, and I love this exclusive version. I love the color combo, and I love the 20 CV steel. One thing, you see that little stain there? I need to get that out. I have no idea what that is that came this way, and I just have not really bothered with it, but just wanted to make note of that. Another larger Spyderco, it's going to be the Native Chief. This one is a Cutlery Shop exclusive with these bright orange scales, G10 of course, and then CTS XHP steel. I love the black DLC coating, of course. You can see these two right here. And just one of Spyderco's most underrated knives in my opinion. So great, just fantastic length, but super lightweight as well. Really slim in the pocket, just like the Capara, and that's one thing I really love about this knife. And again, just one of Spyderco's most undervalued, in my opinion, underrated knives. Another exclusive. This one is something I was really excited for. This is going to be the Blade HQ exclusive Spyderco Rock Lobster with CPM M4 steel and these natural JG10 scales. The Rock Lobster is a really unique design by Jens Anso, and the original variant was in VG10. and super, super expensive on the secondary market. So when they released this particular model, I was really excited about it. I just love unique Spydercos, and just super great. I do think it's funny, it's called the Rock Lobster and they put M4 steel on it, which definitely will corrode, but that honestly just makes me like this knife even more. Another complete contrast is going to be the Spyderco Siren. This is going to have LC200N steel, so this is going to be a rust-proof knife. Just, I love this thing. This, for me, was my step up from the Dragonfly 2 Salt when it comes to a fishing knife. I love the blue G10 liners there as an accent. You can see it on the back as well. Backlock design, of course. Golden, Colorado, USA. Lance Clinton. Just great EDC. Super, super great in hand. Love the ergonomics of this thing. And just a great overall design. This is another knife that I think is definitely underappreciated in the Spyderco community. I think that's predominantly due to this large hump right here that keeps your index so far back from the blade, but that actually does not bother me. I was very surprised. Love the Siren for sure. Now, switching it up, gonna bring out a classic right here. Got the Clip It Rescue in AUS 8 stainless steel. Seiki City, Japan, of course. But you can see this one is gonna be an OG model from either the late 90s or early 2000s, I can't recall. The molded in Clip It pocket clip. You've got the original texturing on these FRN scales. Clip It Rescue there. Just super, super sharp serrations still to this day. I have EDC'd this, that's why I've got these zip ties here, so it acts as a Emerson wave opener if you're curious, but love the ergonomics of this actually. Superior to me than the modern Enduras, but really love the classic Spydercos. This is definitely my oldest Spyderco. This was actually my uncle's before me, which is why I have had this for so long. This one is super sentimental to myself, of course, and just a classic. It looks so cool. And I'm officially running out of space here. I'm gonna bring out a small one to compensate for that. We've got the Spyderco Meerkat. This thing to me is just so, so cool. So if you're not familiar with it, it has what's called the Phantom Lock. This knife to me is the best thing ever to hand to people, and open it before you hand it to them. Let them use it and then just tell them, all right, close it. See if you can figure it out. And don't let them handle it too long because they'll probably break it. But the Phantom Lock right here, you hold this back scale and this top scale right here, you put your thumb there and it moves, and that is going to release the locking mechanism. Super unique design. You can see the blade drops there, and then the scale will go back flush when the blade closes all the way. You can see it opening, and there you go. Really, really unique design. Similar in the aspect of a lockback as far as the construction of the top portion. This one was a sprint run, of course, with Vitoku 2 steel and SUS 410. So definitely has corroded, as you can see on this inner layer. Really like these blue-gray scales. The Meerkat, they do only release in sprint runs nowadays, and every couple of years. They did a Rex 45 version, and then there was a maroon. I think VG10 still, and the original model was just black FRN with VG10. But this is another knife I will absolutely never get rid of. The ergonomics on it are just fantastic. It reminds me actually a lot of the Dragonfly. You can see that right there. And if you watch my top 10 knives video, you will know why I like the Dragonfly. And that's really because of the shape of this handle back here, and the same thing applies for this Meerkat. Just love how the pinky rests up here. It's just ultra comfortable for me. And you do have this nice deep carry wire pocket clip. Just an overall unique design. It's just so, so cool to me. I believe this was designed by Sal Glesser himself as well. Man, just loving the unique designs, as I had mentioned. That's why I like the Rock Lobster. And then to bring out some more conventional models, let me just zoom out here a bit. That was too much. Gonna have the new Spyderco Para 3 in S45 VN. Look at the beautiful stonewash blade on this thing. This finish is just one of my favorites for sure. Otherwise, you know, just the production model Para 3, and this is going to be the new steel as opposed to S30V. Black G10 scales, compression lock. It's a Para 3. It's phenomenal. Ergonomics are phenomenal. Just love this knife so much. And as I'm talking about the Para 3, may as well bring out the Para 3 lightweight, which I actually like just a little bit more. I'm a huge fan of lightweight knives, as you can see, and I love the different FRN colors. This one is a Knifejoy exclusive in CPM 20 CV steel. Again, the compression lock, also super fidgety. Man, just love these things. Go watch my top best fidgeting knives, or best knives with the fidget factor. Compression lock is definitely on that list, and the Para 3 lightweight specifically. Another Para 3 lightweight I do have is going to be the teal FRN scales with S90V, and another exclusive, but I'm a huge fan of teal. If you watch the channel, you're going to know that. Teal is my favorite color, so I had to get this one for sure. Man, just love the Para 3 lightweight. Love Spyderco for bringing us all these different colors. And as I'm talking about teal, may as well start out with the Delica 4. This is my first teal knife from Spyderco, VG10 steel, another exclusive from MGE Wholesale, I believe, and then they distribute them to all the major retailers. Ergonomics are fantastic. It's a Delica. It's such a classic. You can't go wrong with a Delica for sure. Super lightweight. I do have a deep carry MXG pocket clip on this particular one, but the Delica is one of my all-time favorite Spyderco models, and in my opinion is definitely one of their best too of all time. Just, you know, so great for the money, even still in my opinion. You know, I love VG10. Yeah, you can get it from another manufacturer for a far more affordable price, but it's a Spyderco, and you're never gonna have to worry about it breaking or anything like that. And continuing on with the teal, got the Endura 4 here, and this thing, it's just a basically bigger version of the Delica 4, and just really like this knife as well. Ergonomics on it are going to be just as good as the Delica, just a little bit bigger, a little bit heavier. This one does have S30V, as this one was the newer teal exclusive, and definitely happy that they brought that one to us. And only two more, only. The Knifejoy exclusive Swish Bowie. This thing for me, man, so many fingerprints on these knives. Sorry about that, everyone. But this for me was a grail. I was just unbelievably excited to have this in my possession. I can't say enough about this knife. You know, if you're familiar, you know how much this cost and what the hype was around it, and, you know, lots of comments back and forth on, you know, negative and positive side, but one of my all-time favorite knives in general. Definitely, obviously, one of my favorite Spydercos. I was so overjoyed to open this knife. Please go check out my unboxing video. I still can't even believe that. I'm holding it in my hands that I'm able to own this. So phenomenal. And don't know where to put it. There we go, that kind of works. Don't really want to put the titanium on anything, but it is what it is. And my last one, it's going to be a fixed blade, the Aqua Salt, Seiki City, Japan, H1 steel, Florida Man knives here. I'm an avid fisherman, as I said, with the Dragonfly 2 Salt, and I just had to get this thing. I have not had it for too long, but am really excited to use it. It's just going to be a great dive knife, great fishing knife, and a great fixed blade in general. They brought back this particular variant with a DLC coated blade, or actually this is a titanium nitride coating, TINC coated blade, because it is Seiki City, not Golden, Colorado. But they brought this one back anyways, as I was saying, because the original Aqua Salt with the silver blade was very popular in the armed forces because it's rust proof. It's just a great tactical knife, you know, super ergonomic, but at the same time very grippy with these FRN scales, or FRN handle I should say. It's injected molded around the tang. but phenomenal knife. Solid glister design. And that's gonna wrap it up for my Spyderco collection. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Which one is your favorite of the bunch, and how many Spydercos do you have? Genuinely am curious. I know I've got too many, but there's a lot of other people that have way more than I do as well. I really appreciate everyone watching. Thanks.